Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to another show sponsored by Intervet, Winning Ways, New Year 2018. We're sorry we missed the last couple. It was due to unforeseen circumstances, but Raymond Spielberg back in fine health, giving us all a very hard time this morning. Didn't apply my makeup properly, so you can excuse me for the way I look, but I need makeup badly.
Just a bit. You're still on the right side of handsome. I wouldn't worry. Seriously, wouldn't worry about your looks. What I'm worried about is
my looks sold the show. I know what you're worried about, and I don't want to mention.
You don't want to discuss Arsenal.
I watched him.
The holders go out to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, wonderful. Well done, Arsene Wenger. You genius.
From the grandstand?
Yeah, from the grandstand. Yeah. Put on the grandstand.
They were never. I watched a few
races. He played his third side.
Yeah,
but he
played his second side, James. There's some good players out there, and they just didn't play well. I watched West Ham.
They looked like they weren't interested.
They should have lost to Shrewsbury. They were
woeful West Ham. Yeah, Joey Ramsden must be in a worse mood than I'm in today.
Right. I watched them play Spurs during the week, and they were rubbish, and they got a great goal. I watched them against Shrewsbury, they're rubbish. I'd hate to be Joey Ramsden supporting them week in and week out with that defensive strategy.
How would you like to be us? At least we're
ahead of West Ham.
But we're supposed to be a reasonable team.
We get the odd win.
Yeah.
He fights for a draw.
Yeah, listen, I'd rather be a Tottenham supporter at this stage.
Your boy Hughes gone, fired. Mark Hughes fired from Stoke. Yeah. Any other sport, Jim? Nothing happened in the world?
Dustin Johnson won the big first tour championship in America. That was good going. We're getting ready for the rugby sevens, obviously, which is fun. Cheetahs played brilliantly in the top 14. They're going along quite nicely, doing their best. The Kings are still without a win.
Have we still got the same coach for the Springboks?
Yeah,
at the moment. Is there a meeting coming up?
They tell me Santa Claus hasn't got a job this year, so he'll be back.
Oh, he'll be back. So it'll be a comedy show.
Santa Claus, yeah.
Could see him comedy.
Christmas time.
Okay.
And anyway, we haven't lost any of our sharpness, and we certainly found some good racing, which we're going to talk about. And in your call today, just take a look at what we got. We were meant to play it last week. We've got the best race of the year, and that's Zenyatta. We're going to show you Zenyatta, the best race ever, probably. And then top 10 racehorses from last year, top 10 racehorse winners from last year. And you'll see a couple of South African connections lurking around there, namely Mike de Kock. Trainees. It's just some good racing, and you'll really enjoy it, just reliving what happened last year. Gives us something to look forward to this year, and we've had a great start already.
Yeah, and it was a good year last year, and it'll be good. The Queen's played 2 days, fantastic.
Yeah, well, let's get into it, because we're going to give you all those races, all the results, all the lowdown, because we've got some fascinating information coming up. But let's go into our 3 to follow. Right, we're going to go to Kenilworth on the 27th of December. As you know, we didn't have a show last week, so we put this one in our notebook because we think that you really should put this one as one to follow. Pacific Trader, the stable won the race, and this certainly looks like he caught the eye. Nice, what's his son, Sal from Seattle?
Sal from Seattle, yeah.
Bred by Ascot. Let's go and pick him up at the start. He's drawn 7.
Yeah, he's drawn on the outside. He's debuting Pata Pata, which means touch, for we should tell the commentator that. Pata Pata was overdue to win and shows good speed again and pulls it off. But the stable companion's horse we found on the outside, probably about 6 now, but soon gets into the race.
Yeah, he missed the break badly. He was 2 or 3 lengths off them. He's now just in your picture in the dark blue colours with a sort of star on them, and moves up smartly. He's just going very, very well, this horse, and only lack of a run will have done him in.
He's 6-7 horses wide of the eventual winner of the white-faced Pata Pata. He finishes on the inside of Pata Pata and doesn't know what he's doing, the Pacific Trader. Follow this one. And the penny drops late in the race because Pata Pata has been overdue for this win.
Yes, he looked like he was the right horse in the race, but Corne Orfa jumped on this one from Pata Pata, and you see he just gets smacked along, and he runs on really well. But the telling point was the distance to the third horse was a wide margin.
Yeah, they really punished the third horse. So be with that Pacific Trader. He'll win soon.
And then we move on to the next one, Raymond with me, yeah, okay. And the next one is Cash Call. Kenilworth, 5th of January. And there's another stable companion. The German got the ride on it. And let's have a look at this one, because this you've got to be with next time.
Yeah, they say he's a useful rider, this Seedle. I don't know him. I've been away. And he's coming to town. He rides cash call. There was some money. Oh, there was nearly 5 off the inside, picked badly. There was money for about 5 or 6 horses there. I think people didn't know who was going to win this race, but Joey Ramsden, who likes to give his young horses a chance, he was to the fore, first and second here, and the horse we found is in third at the moment.
Yes. The stable companion, really, the son of Master of My Fate. Now, just to mention that Master of My Fate had his first winner, New Year's Day, which is damn good, or early in the new year. And Pomodoro had his first winner.
Yeah,
so, you know, Pomodoro's, he's a Carverflay, isn't he? And Master of My Fate is where? Fastfontein.
I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Could
Highlands or one of those? Yeah.
No, Fastfontein.
Fastfontein, there you go. This Master of My Fate runs well, but I did like the run of Cash Call.
Yes, the son of Give Me the Green Light and Team Valor bred it, and you'll see here, he just gets a very leisurely ride. Give him a tap down the shoulder and whatever. The other one is hard ridden, pulling away from the rest of them. I think that you'll find that this one next time will definitely go in the box. So a very nice winner. Joey Ramsden's on fire at the moment, which is nice to see. And we move on to the next one, and we go to Scottsville. And Laff had a runner here, drawn 16 out of 16 in a maiden plate. Very hard to win first time out from there, but this horse looks like he might have a future. If he stays, could go places.
Yeah, that's the key. He stays. He'll go over 10 furlong next time. He's an out-and-out stayer. And funny enough, Tamius is his half-sister, won the 5 furlong a few races later, getting about her 4th win for Brahm. But this is a big, beautiful horse at King's Chapel, and he's going to do well over ground. It's very hard to debut over a mile, especially from this draw.
Well, let's go and pick them up at the start. You'll see them in the
famous silks.
Those famous Yataghan silks.
That's right.
John Schimmel's silks, now owned by Paul Lafferty. He doesn't get away that well. He's out of picture now. And you'll see him, he now starts getting into the picture. And Gunter Rochemund is riding really well at the moment.
He gave this horse a good ride. We knew it was a lot to do. He's a big, striding, laid-back horse. And I thought the winner was the right horse, Biometric. Gets a lot of cheek from Mighty Mississippi. That's up with the speed. Manelouche Venture is up there going to the front. And the horse in my orange silks is that deep, and he's that deep all the way around. So it's a promising debut over a mile.
It will be interesting to see when we eventually get trackers or these timing things, to see how much further these horses do actually run on the outside. I know that there is a camber that might help them a little bit at Scottsville, but certainly at Greyville it's going to make a big difference.
It makes a big difference, James, and I'm like you. It's a fantastic aid. When we looked at Arrowgate's race the other day, and horses running 20, 30 yards more.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see the favourite is on the fence, in the box seat as they call it, and Laff's horse now comes wide, very green. He loses position. He doesn't look like he's going to run anywhere close here. Here I thought, well, he's gone.
Yeah.
You know, there's the other horses have got away on the inside. There's about 5 or 6 of them in front of him. And then he just starts plugging on. Good action horse.
Yeah, he's a beautiful, the best walking horse in my yard. He oversteps
walking races.
They have. That's what we won our first 3.
Yeah.
And this is a debut. You know, good horses win a debut over a mile. So we are very pleased with this. And as I say, James, Gunter got off and said, don't go back over a mile, go 10 furlong.
Yeah, well, he rode the horse. He'll know what the story was. He just plugged into 4th place. Nice to earn a stake check, and you'll probably be able to sell a share or 2 in this horse now. You never know. Then I know it's in Laff's colours, Laff's name. He's always a trader. He'll look for someone to buy a share in it. We're going to move on and have a look at, This Shouldn't Happen. Well, you see, I took Aldrich down to the beach, okay?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm a beach boy now.
No, you're a beach boy.
You know,
Beach
a
boy
couple
for
of people
years.
have spotted me there, which is very bad news because it's all over the website.
Do you run it on the beach?
Me and my flippers. No, I got
you going to
flippers.
surf?
I'm a bodyboarder, okay?
Lovely.
Top of the notch bodyboarder, waxed my board and everything. And I took Aldrich down there. So he had to have his flippers on as well, which he had. And then obviously...
It's a great photo.
Yeah. He liked the tie around his neck. And he was a bit worried he might have been in Soweto or somewhere.
Yeah,
but
the Lalo, fantastic Lalo. So we can go on the webpage and watch it.
Yeah, you can go on the Gold Circle webpage and watch the full unabridged Gold Circle webpage, full unabridged version. It's got a tiny little icon. Lots of people have spoken to me about this, and I spoke to the people who put the webpage together. To find the icon, you've got to be 12 years old and have very good eyesight. It's about an eighth of an inch by an eighth of an inch. It says YouTube. Go on there, click on there, and you'll get all the racing, all the races, and all the info. It's actually a fabulous site, Gold Circle, www.goldcircle.co.za. Really well worth having a look at, and you can watch the whole show unabridged on that site. So
at your leisure.
Yeah, at your leisure. Plum of the week. Let's see what we got.
Meters left to go. Adder Rider is out in front. Up the outside, Baroness Mary races back in second. Red Ginger sets out after leader. Still has a couple of lengths to make up. Midnight Moonlight's towards the outside. Leaves of Grass. Silver Willows deeper out in the track. Woodstock Fairy is also starting to kick on from behind runners. Adder Rider's cried enough as they come to the 200. Baroness Mary's come forward to pick it up. Raya Bayer from the back of the field is charging home. And Leaves of Grass up the outside. Baroness Mary's in front. Raya Bayer, Leaves of Grass charging home. It's going to be close. Leaves of Grass maybe in the last stride. It's very close. Raya Bayer the inside. Baroness Mary was in behind those.
Well, this filly was cherry ripe. Candice Bass Robinson had a fabulous weekend, and Greg Sheen rode this for his sponsors, Ridgemont and the Kieswetters. And it was 11 to 2, 6 to 1. And Interbet, you could have got 8 to 1 and even 9 to 1 about this filly. She looked at the bottom of the weights like she was cherry ripe for this race. And she's a good staying filly.
That's the key.
Yeah, these fillies, the Australians ran first and second in this race.
Yeah.
And those staying fillies you can buy cheap in Australia.
Yeah,
and I think you bought this filly,
I
didn't
bought
you?
this filly for
Yeah.
$15,000 for
$15,000.
$15,000 I paid for it. I said, give me a staying filly for Nardis. Funny enough, I bought two that was the first sale. I bought Agence Fresh Press, who won the last race on the same day. It's
What's
third
his
win.
name?
Agent
Frances Precious. It's
something
won
like
3 or 4 races.
That's right. First time over ground.
Yeah.
And but this filly, I even listened to Candice. Candice said there's no book written for these horses over ground. They're going to have to wait. You're going to have to come up for the oaks and that. And this filly will get better and better.
Yeah, she definitely has shown her forte over a bit of ground. You know, the Australians love speed, and they're very difficult to buy speed horses from them. They always go a lot of money. But if you want to buy horses that stay,
yes,
you don't find better. And we'll see later on.
Yeah, we've got some good ones coming through.
How it certainly is helping our breed here in South Africa. And we thought we'd start the new year off with quite a nice filly who might be worth following, having the way through. Let's go and have a look at current affairs.
My name is Mark van Devent. I'm a fanatic horse player, absolutely passionate about racing because of the excitement of the puzzle and all the effort that goes into solving it. But it's a great spectacle too. The horses going into the pens before the start of the race, the build-up of tension, and then finding out which horse has it in them to come down in the final stages with just 100 meters left when they're gunning for the line, neck and neck. You never know really what's going to happen in the sport. That's part of the fascination of horse racing. But with Interbet, I know not only do I still get the best odds on their site, and it's also the most informative and user-friendly place for me to bet online. Interbet were the pioneers of online and mobile betting in South Africa, and they will continue to innovate and lead the way. Interbet, where the professionals bet.
Hi there, welcome to Current Affairs. We've had some great racing over the weekend. We had the festival, the Lormerans Queen Plate Festival, Friday and Saturday, with the Scepter Stakes being the attraction on Friday. And then, of course, on Saturday, we had wonderful racing, culminating with the King winning the big one. We also had a stakes race up in Gauteng on Sunday. We're going to show you that. And James, just while we're talking about it, I just wanted to just digress slightly. What did you think of Paul Peter's unbeaten horse, that member in Seattle? That's a good horse.
He looks like he's a runner.
He's
horse.
a racehorse.
I know that after he's won his second race, Del Pesh got off and said, this is a very, very good horse.
See, Cottage Stakes he won. He played with them, ran all over the place. I don't know how good he is, but maybe it's a type of horse that protocols are in place who could race overseas. He's really talented at this stage.
Yeah, well, obviously time will tell. I just thought he's quite coltish, and that might be against him.
They call him the Randy racehorse.
If he goes the right way, he'll be brilliant. But if he goes the wrong way, you know that it can be all types of pitfalls in the road.
Yeah.
But let's hope that he goes the right way.
Let's hope he goes right. I really like the name, the Randy racehorse.
Yeah.
Now, James, let's talk about the Scepter Stakes. Unfortunately, we had a glitch and we can't show you the race. It was a great success for our friend Marsh Shirtliff and Bryn Wrestle and Winter Wonderland, coming back to 1200, remaining unbeaten over the 1200.
Yeah, just shows that she does sprint this filly, and she sprints very, very well. She won extremely well. It was a double on the day for Candice Bass Robinson. Yeah. They won the race that we showed earlier, and then won this. She absolutely trotted up. But what was interesting was that the 3-year-olds ran second, third, and fourth as well.
Yeah.
So maybe the older fillies are jaded, but they look like there's some nice older fillies. I thought that obviously she had just sensual second run after
just
rest.
Talking about, we're going to look at them later, but it's a wonderful point of the strength of the Cape Town 3-year-old fillies.
Very, very powerful. Very powerful.
Very powerful. Snaith, Bass, they've got some really good ones. But let's move on.
Well, she was bred by Main Chance. We've got to mention bred by them. And she was a Cape Premier Sale yearling. She's obviously Cape Premier Sale's coming up on the 20th and 21st, I think.
That's right.
So, Magical Wonderland, certainly 450,000 rand buy. She must have been a beautiful filly at the sale. And
great from Wash and Bryn.
Out of an Al Mufti mare.
Their stallion doing so well.
Yeah, well, they've supported him, and they've been very positive about him, and he certainly produced the goods, so well done to them. We then move on to Saturday, obviously, where we had 5 feature races. And we start off with the Chairman's Cup, which is the staying race. Very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. A very good ride. I thought both the front two riders, when they're fighting it out, rode well. They didn't punish their horses, and it's well worth watching. And let's go and have a look at the Chairman's Cup at Kenilworth on Saturday.
100-metre mark, Let It Rain, opens up now. He leads it by 2.5 lengths. Captain Splendid still racing second. My World is on the move around him. They're now becoming far more compact as they went by the 800. On the outside, Master's Eye is still creeping closer to every call, but he's looping them 3 deep on the turn. Racing just in behind that. Woodland Forest is also starting to creep closer. Video's in behind that, and that leaves our Emperor at the back of the field as they off that false rail, and now they're turning it into a sprint for home. And Master's Eye looped them on the turn. He got first run of them, and he's at the front. Let It Rain is back along the inside. My World's towards the outside. Our Emperor is creeping closer with each and every call. He's got running in him and looks a big danger. Back towards the inside, Captain Splendid also starting to kick on. Our Emperor comes forward to join issue now with Master's Eye. Captain Splendid along the inside. Our Emperor's just in front. Master's Eye along the inside. In behind them, Captain Splendid. Our Emperor. Master's Eye is coming back, going there along the inside. Our Emperor's going to do just enough. Our Emperor wins it. Master's Eye was back in second. Captain Splendid behind it third. Then came, before the outside, we got My World.
Sure, and I have to compliment the two riders after running this distance, Greg Sheen and Grant van Niekerk. Both of them had their horses at top end, and James, balanced, beautiful rides. They didn't thrash them. Wonderful to see.
Well, the interesting thing is, yes, I agree with you 100%. This was by Dynasty out of a Jetmaster mare. The second horse was by Jetmaster out of an Al Mufti mare. And
all doyens of our industry.
Yeah, exactly. But I think this horse, Our Emperor, might be worth putting in your notebook.
Yeah, very good horse.
Grant Knowles owns a share with
Avery,
Bryn and Marsh. Grant's in with the big boys now.
Oh, he doesn't play around.
Don't play around. Yeah. Well done, Grant.
Well done, Knowles.
Yeah. It hasn't done anything for his waistline.
Oh, is he still carrying?
Yeah, he's still.
You know he's lost weight?
Who?
Mark de Kock.
Yeah, he lost 9 kilos. Let's see how long it lasts. He's got to go to.
Oh, you're such a negative sod. He looked very good in the winner's box.
Yeah, he's got to go to Dubai for 3 months.
Oh.
You know?
Oh. Okay, let's move on. While James has been critical of Saki, I think it looks good. Peninsula Handicaps, the next one we went to. We'll also be showing this from the 600 metre mark. And James touched on it earlier about the 3-year-olds coming through. Here's a case to be made for another 3-year-old who's found his form again.
Well, it was interesting. There's been the words on the websites about the scribes and that, and rightly so, because everyone saw young Andrews on the horse, and the stable rider was Richard Fourie was on Ollivander, which ended up favourite. But it was only because this horse was supplemented, and Richard had taken the ride on Ollivander, this stable companion. Or Ollivander Richard taking the ride on wasn't a stable companion. So Glenn put on young Andrews, Anthony, and he's been riding damn well, this kid.
Well, he shows it here, James, and this was a Group 1 winner at 2.
Exactly. How he could have been the price he was only because of the rider. And this is where you make money in this business. The bookmakers price up on riders, okay? And I mean it. If you look in Durban, Marcus Delpeche, top of the boards. If you find Marcus on a 5-to-1 shot or a 6-to-1 shot, you know it's got very little hope. Okay? But they're always at the top of the boards.
They don't take rides of those. Let's have a look at this. This is great to see. Another dynasty coming through for us.
Races back in second. The Slade behind that races in third. They being followed by Horizon, who tracks him in fourth, and Our Maytart with eyes wide open and Ekback is outside, and then comes Mambo Mime and Black Arthur. They followed by Ollivander, and Platinum Prince is in behind that. Elusive Silver's next. Then comes Magdalager and Nebula back along the inside. They homeward bound and off the false rail. They have 5:50 left to line, and Milton out where he likes to be, a leader by 5 or 6 lengths. Stonehead still racing in second. The Slade is creeping closer. Horizon is back towards their inside. Our Maytart makes ground towards the inside running rail. Eyes wide open, and Mambo Mime is also starting to get into it. Meantime, Horizon has come forward to pick it up. Milton's cried enough, and the Slade between runners. Mambo Mime is deeper out and eyes wide open. They spread across the track. It's eyes wide open and the Slade. Mambo Mime trying to get into it. Eyes wide open has the advantage. The Slade is trying hard towards the inside. Eyes wide open is drifting across, but he's still in front, and eyes wide open holds off the Slade. In behind that, Platinum Prince, Horizon. Creme Bambuli was further back. Mambo Mime was in behind those, and Our Maytart.
Yeah, the boy dynasty strikes again. Well done to Glenn Cotson. He's got this horse back going the right way again. A good race to win. 3-year-olds coming through, weighted well. And as you say, a very good ride by young Andrews.
Highland Spread out of a Jalad mare. Lovely to see. And just a very, very nice race. And this horse obviously has got to be a runner wherever he goes.
Will he go for the Met?
I'm sure he will.
I'm sure he would now.
Absolutely.
Okay, when you've got rid of your hiccups, we'll move on.
Okay, they're gone.
They're gone. Okay, let's go to Paddock Stakes. Group 1 racing at its best. And again, the whole festival is the mastermind of Gaynor Rupert and her team. We have to congratulate them. She had great success over the 2 days. And here she's got a beautifully bred filly going over the right trip called Oh Susanna. For the Snaiths, let's have a look at the paddock stakes. Again, a 3-year-old with a good weight, James.
Yes, from the start, and you'll see that the 3-year-olds ended up fighting it out. The Lady in Black was right there.
Very good run.
Dennis's
Dynasty,
filly,
yeah.
and she's a Group 1 winner or Group 2 winner. Was that a Group 2?
Group 1.
Group 1 winner.
Group 1 winner.
Group 1 winner, yeah. And you never know, they change these groups so often.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
possible,
Group
more
1.
than I'd change
Group 1.
underpants. But anyway, we can go and have a look. Let's go and pick them up at the start.
1,800 metres all clear. They racing from that 1,800 metre mark. Star Express on the far side landed running. She's going off in looking for the lead. Good Time Girl is also pushing forward, so to another rusher. Oh, Susanna is sitting right up there in the firing line and giving about 2 lengths start. They're being followed next in running by Seattle Gold, who settles on the inside running rail. Half back on the outside, we find Sylvan Star. They're being followed further back in running by the High Life, being passed by Fresnay. Then we find Lady in Black. Who's That Girl is racing further back and giving a dozen-length start. Safe Harbours being followed by Nightingale. Then comes Wind Chill. 2 further back in running, we got Gimme 6, Louisiana. And Orchid Island is racing at the end of a stretched out field. I'd say 20 lengths first to last as they head towards the 1,000 metre mark. It's Good Time Girl in front from Star Express, who's racing in second. They being followed by Oh Susanna, the red cap on the inside running rail, and she's just 2 lengths off the leader. Half back on her outside, we find Sylvan Star. A length and a half behind that, we find the High Life, who's sitting on the outside of Seattle Gold. Further back in running, we find Fresnay, who's on the move. Then we find Lady in Black, being followed by Who's That Girl. Then we find another rusher who's coming up the outside, and further back we've got Nightingale. Then we find Wind Chill. Gimme 6 is sitting towards the inside. Racing at the end of the line, we got Louisiana as they settle for the run to the line. In the Cartier Paddock Stakes, 400 metres left to go. Good Time Girl has kicked for home, but Oh Susanna is starting to reel her in the middle, and she quickly comes forward. She hits the front with just on 200 metres left to go. It's Oh Susanna that's kicked for home. On the chase along the inside, it's Fresnay. Lady in Black is coming up the outside. Deep right, we got Safe Harbour, but it's Oh Susanna. It's the 3-year-old filly that's going on far too well. Oh Susanna wins it from Lady in Black. Bob of the Nose is behind that. Another rush, and Fresnay in a photo for minor money.
Well, as they say, pedigree will out. This is by Street Cry, and we've seen Daughters of Street Cry. To mention a couple, Zenyatta, who we're going to talk about later. Of course, Winks. And this has always been going the right trip.
Well, you can never get a more fitting result than the sponsors winning a Group 1 on the day, the big race on the day. And I think we said after last time this filly ran, we said this filly will win the Paddock Stakes. The way she ran on.
We were very bullish on this filly.
Yeah, we're so thrilled that she's won. I think Fanika rode a brilliant race on her. Just the second, third horses were both 3-year-olds as well, and I thought both ran very good races. But just a word on Another Russia. You've got to understand with Another Russia, she had it all to do. She had to travel, firstly. Secondly, and most importantly, is that she's never run around a left-handed track, and she's never run on these type of straights. She likes a straight where she can build up. You see her at Turfentine in her races, at the Val in her races, she takes her time to build up. She came under pressure early in the straight and only really got going the last few 100 metres. She'd be well worth not ignoring this run for future, because I think she's a cracking good filly.
James, I'm going to put it to you again like I did with Eyes Wide Open. 3-year-old filly now. I don't know if Justin Snaith's older horses have the ability to win the Met, even though he was runner-up in the Queen's Plate. Very good run. Would he consider taking this filly to the Met?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. That'll take some decision.
I really wouldn't have
Too
thought
young.
so. I would have thought,
she's very dumb up the stretch.
Plenty of fish to fry with this filly.
Yes.
And you'd think that her on her radar's got to be the big race here at Greyville.
Yeah.
That's got to be on her radar.
She will come up for
that would look like the race that they're probably
Willavington.
Yeah,
that's right, the Group 1 Willavington.
Yeah.
She's a superb filly. And well done to Gaynor and her team. She's got a good team around her. And they also finished third with the 3-year-old called Fresnay, so they've done wonderfully well. Right, James, it came down to the Queen's Plate, and our friends Brahm and Billy and Headley had bought from Mayfair Speculators the champion.
Yeah.
And great having a top jockey in it. The question was this horse in the same place as he was a year ago, because he'd won it twice before? how was Brett Crawford tactically going to try and beat him? And all the Cape boys try to beat it, but he's the king.
At the end of the day, the guys bought into him, Bram and Billy and them,
And
bought
Headley.
into him wanting to win this race. They won it, and
Yes.
they deserve to win it. Because
Absolutely.
this is the best miler, Cape Town, Kenilworth, 8 out of 8 or something
Yeah,
ridiculous.
he's unbeaten
over
over a mile.
You know,
Well done to Sean Terry too, because the pressure's
Yeah,
been
I
on,
think-
and well done to the owners for keeping it with him. He's
Yeah.
done a wonderful job with him. 3 new guys buy a horse, and they give him the horse. So 10 out of 10 for them. I watched the race live, James, and I thought I was big with the favourite. I thought the favourite was too good a miner. I always thought he had it to do, and he was beautifully placed.
I think they did everything to beat him,
Yeah.
and he still came out tops. People will say, well, they didn't win by far, this and that and the other. Maybe he's still on the up.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him take his place in the Met.
I
and
think he
he'll
will.
win
I
the
think
Met.
he will. He's a gelding. He's 7. What are the? Just one last question before we look at the race, James. Look at the age group of the horses around him. Where are young horses? I know Michael de Kock takes a stream of them out. El Salim. We've lost, of course, Whiskey Baron. We've lost Manoa from Goa. Horses that Michael's taken to Dubai. Where are the young horses coming
Well,
through?
the
for
point
Queen's
is
Plate?
that the 3-year-olds weren't there. Okay, there's no 3-year-olds in the Queen's Plate. If you look at the 4-year-olds, Gold Standard, well,
I thought it was a little below par. What did you think?
yeah, African Night Sky.
Again,
Copper
below
Force
par.
ran a
Snaith
cracking-
had been very bullish about that horse.
But Copper Force ran a cracking good race. Now, you know, he upset the stable, as it were, from a wide draw. So look at it
He's got
whichever
good
way you
form.
want to.
He's got. I analysed his form afterwards. He's been an honest, good horse.
I'll tell you what the Gold Standard, I haven't liked the way he's gone down the last couple of times.
Okay.
And African Night Sky, second run after arrest, I think that gets him.
He'd been to Gallup. There was bullish talk
Yeah,
about him, and I don't think he's quite. Winning the Winter Series and beating the horse who was favourite in the earlier-
Armate.
Yeah, not even another horse I'm thinking of. Sorry, that Furry Road when the stablemate won. But the point I'm trying to make is, James, where are we need these younger horses to come through as well.
Well, Eyes Wide Open won the
Can you
Peninsula.
trouble them in the Met? 3-year-olds have done well.
Yeah,
Mark
he
de
might
Kock
easily. The problem with the Met, and this is what a lot of people seem to not realise, the Met is back to a weight for age.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a handicap with conditions like it used to be, where you could get horses like Hill 54 coming in with 52
Don't win a
or
Group
53
1.
kilos.
Don't win a Group 1. Yeah.
Winning a Group 1 because the best horse in the race has got to give him 7 or 8 kilos. That's not going to happen this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's the best horse in the race? Legal Eagle.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's placed twice in it. hasn't he?
Marineresco is obviously one of the best
Massive
horses in the
runner.
race.
Massive.
So those are the horses you've got to look at. The horse I really liked the run of was Sail South. I
Very
think
good
this
run.
horse has
Switched,
always been under
yeah.
the radar. I think Brett's always kept him as like sort of the reserve and then prepped him for the right races.
He's a big horse.
He might even prep this horse. This horse might be a big runner in the Met.
Let's have a look at this race, James.
Yeah.
The Queen's Plate.
Let's go and pick him up.
Clear given from behind. Gates fly, racing from that 1600 metre mark, and Deo Giventi dwelt. Lost about 2-3 lengths coming out of the gates. Legal Eagle on the inside began quickly. African Night Sky is up there. On the far side, Captain America is pushing forward and going off looking for the lead. It is written as also going to race up handy. They're being followed by 50 cents. Then we find Silicon Valley. Marineresco is racing 10 lengths off that leader. They're not waiting around. They're really getting on with things in the Lomrock Queen's Plate. 2 lengths further back, we got Sail South sitting on the inside of Gold Standard. A length and a half to Deo Giventi. Then comes Hatpin Tana. And Copper Force is racing at the end of a stretched out field. I'd say 20 lengths cover them as they head towards the middle of the bend, just on 800 metres left to go. Captain America in front. He leads the way a length and a half. It is written racing in second. 3 lengths away we find Legal Eagle racing in third. Then comes African Night Sky. 50 cents, Silicon Valley. Sail South is being followed by Gold Standard. 50 cents, Copper Force. Hatpin Tana whipped them in as they settle for the run to the line. In the Lomrock Queen's Plate with just on 400 metres left to go. Captain America says, come and catch me if you can. Legal Eagle is now starting to spread his wings and he's starting to lift. We're into the final 200. Captain America is being given a few cracks. Legal Eagle is on the chase and he's starting to cut him back with each and every stride. It's Captain America, but here comes Legal Eagle. He's coming forward strongly into the closing stages. Marineresco flying on the outside. Legal Eagle claims it close home. Legal Eagle wins it. Copper Force absolutely flew on the inside. Captain America, Marineresco, those two in a photo for minor money.
Well, this race has been testament to the great horses who've raced in this country. And again, fantastic race. And as I say, well done to the New Connections. Terrific job by Sean Terry, who's kept this horse going. He's 7, he's the best. And James, the horses who chased him home, some quality in there. People are now starting to get their book ready for the Met.
Well, Champions Cup winner, July winner,
Yeah,
okay?
that's right.
You know, you're talking about the best horses in South Africa.
Yeah.
What are we looking
Didn't
for?
the Summer Cup run
You
for
know,
Woodruff?
At the end, the horses that were on top of him were top
Yeah.
horses.
Top,
They're Group
every
1
one of-
horses in their
every
own
one
right.
of
They've
them,
won
yeah.
Group 1s. This is going to be a fabulous Met this year.
James, I'm
It'll
going
be
to throw a
fun.
couple of curveballs before we move on to the next, before we have a
Well,
quick
we're going to
break.
have a break.
Look, quickly, quick question.
Yeah.
I'll ask you their chances. And just I'll pick 3 horses, their chances in the Met. I know we're a few weeks off. The winner, Legal Eagle.
Huge chance.
Well done to Aventura, by the way. Terrific stuff,
Yeah,
Pippa.
yeah.
Captain America, Wait for Age.
Chance.
Marinaresco.
He's never beaten them.
Yeah,
And that's what worries me about.
Marinaresco.
Huge chance.
Okay, so it's going to be a great race.
Yeah. And
All right.
Sail South, don't ignore him.
Never ignore him.
That was a great run from him. He might be the best each-way bet in the Met at this stage if you can get on him. But he'll probably still be about 14-1 because
Yeah.
he's a horse that's under the radar. We're going to have a break and we'll be back with the rest of the big races because obviously we've got to go and watch some race somewhere else. Right, well, before we get into the last 2 races and the bit of news we've got, let's go and have a look at our Magic Millions graduates from last week. And these are 2 very, very nice horses. One's a Piero, okay,
Who owns him?
Roy had enough, okay. Roy didn't have enough. It won. It won the Christmas handicap, okay. So there's a Piero he bought there, a really nice horse out of elusive quality,
I took him
man.
down to this horse.
Sorry?
I took him to Spiero. I really liked the Spiero a lot. And,
Good.
Frank's done a very good job with him. And his run, James,
Yeah.
by Lyle Hewson, fantastic. Both these horses are very good, as you say.
Well, the other one's Roy's Rivera, won and then ran 3rd in the Flamboyant. So, you know, these are 2 stakes horses that Brown bought, Roy bought in Australia. And the whole thing is that the Magic Millions sale is coming up this week. It's later on this week.
Fantastic. So, James, isn't there a new stallion from a Japanese
Yeah,
stallion?
now I must give you this information. It's very well worth having a look at. Obviously, Arrowfield are the biggest
Big boys.
vendors at the Magic Millions. Last year, they were top vendors. And they've got a Japanese stallion as a shuttler called Lord Kanaloa. Okay? It's all that deep impact,
Oh, yes.
Sunday
It's
silence, pedigree. And he's the leading first crop sire in Japan. And really, it's going to be such fun to see these horses. John Massara, he's taken a close look at the Japanese horses. In fact, I think he's got a couple of others that shuttle there as well. I just saw the Shaddai stallion roster, and obviously at the top of the stallion roster is Deep Impact with 4 million.
He's got a couple of, I think, Japanese, apart from Galileo, the top 5 stallions who could stake money are Japanese.
Yeah, well, that's certainly well worth having a look at is the sale, a Magic Millions sale at the end of the week, and obviously we can help you wherever you need to be helped as far as that's concerned. And as you saw, Roy had 2 graduates.
Yeah,
that,
very
both
nice
stakes horses.
Yeah.
Okay,
James, we've
out
got a
of
couple more races to show the public.
Yeah, let's go.
Politician stakes.
Let's
I
go and
ran
have
a
a
race
look.
I won a few years ago. Let's go and have a look at the politician stakes.
Sitting 3 deep. On the inside rail, we got Steel Rose, who's about 8-9 lengths off that leader. Then comes Opera Royal, being followed by Oracle. And Ancestry's dropped to race at the tail of the field as they swing for home, with just on 600 metres left to go in the Politician Stakes. The Sun also rises. That's the one in front, leads the way by a couple. Doublemint in the middle is starting to close ground quickly. Oracle. Then comes Run Red. Deeper out, we got Big Parade, who's also starting to lift. Ancestry sits deeper out. Visigoth, Steel Rose between runners. We're into the final 250. Getting forward on the outside of runners, we've got Doublemint. Here comes Steel Rose in the middle. Down the inside, we've got Oracle. The Sun also rises, trying to come again. It's Doublemint in front. Up the outside, it's Steel Rose. And down the inside, we've got the Sun also rises, but Doublemint has kicked away. Doublemint from the Sun also rises. Steel Rose, and then came Opera Royal.
Well, there we go. Double Mint, another great plug for Twice Over, who's certainly thrown out those big horses. This is a chestnut, and the Fosters again. They've had a good season. They won the Guineas, and now they're fantastic for him. And
they
his
won the
wife.
Big Stairs race.
That's right.
Yeah, so
He's a wonderful guy. He breeds them himself, and he loves his racing, and he deserves it all. He went for Twice Over. And he's got the London News Stakes in the bag.
I remember him having mares with Mickey Goss at Summer Hill for years.
He's been around,
And now moved to the Cape, and really Twice Over out of a tail of the cat mare. You see Australian influence that just keep coming in here.
Yeah.
And this horse stays really well. He's got.
Sorry, that was the Politician Stakes. Right? The London News Stakes I haven't seen. Sorry.
Politician Stakes.
Yeah.
He's just shown that he's a really nice horse, and
Yeah.
got to be a Derby horse. There were a couple of that fluffed their lines. Big Parade looked like he had a chance. And Opera Royal, there was big talk about him. Ancestry,
What do you think, James?
maybe gelding.
Yeah, because he was fantastic in Durban.
Yeah, he
Fantastic
certainly looked
horse.
like a top
Yeah,
horse.
so that might be the call. But James, there was a feature on Sunday. The London News will get it right this time.
Was there no more features in
No
Kenilworth?
more.
So we
no
finished
more.
with
We've done the
Kenilworth,
weekend.
okay.
Let's go and have a look up in Gauteng, and the race we're going to show you is the London News.
I was just enjoying Cape racing.
I know you will. That's why I want to get you back onto a very talented High Chaparral. You've always liked High Chaparrals, James.
I think he's a cracker.
And
Yeah.
have a look at this horse, a Cascapedia. 5 out of 6, I think, James.
5 out of 6, yeah.
5 out of 6. Let's go and have a look at the race, and we'll talk about it afterwards.
About 9 lengths off the leader, homeward bound now, 700 metres to go, and Amsterdam by 3 or 4 lengths from Girl on the Run in the London News Stakes. Towards the outside comes Cascapedia, then Abashiri. Further back the Elmo Effect, Matador Man's got 6 to go, Bipot in behind that Coral Fever, and then comes Brazuca and Master Switch. 400 to go, it's Amsterdam. Abashiri's towards the inside, Cascapedia is running on strongly, then comes Girl on the Run, Matador Man, Coral Fever is also staking a big claim here, but Cascapedia with 200 to go, shot 2 lengths clear of Abashiri. Coral Fever's in behind that, and then comes Amsterdam. It's Cascapedia who's 2 lengths to the good here of Abashiri back in second, and it's a very fine win for the filly Cascapedia. Abashiri second, Coral Fever, Girl on the Run, then came French Navy and Matador.
Yeah, this is an Irish horse, James, beautifully bred. You know, Wilgerbos and Maritz-Fontaine got involved with this horse, and over the years they brought some beautiful Irish horses into the country. James, this is going to be up there with them.
Well, what's interesting about this filly, she's only 3.5. Eh?
That's right.
She's
6 months.
It's an April foal. So that's some type of performance from a filly in a Group 2. She's got better. They put the blinkers on her 2 runs ago, and she's unbeaten in the blinkers, and she's won with authority in the blinkers. So she's obviously showing them some very good work. Matador Man, terribly disappointing. Amsterdam ran a nice race after he had won during the week. Abashiri, lovely to see him back there in old mucker of Michael Aziz, Mr. Hornbos. They've been together for many, many years. And obviously Coral Fever for, Colin Bird and Mrs. Sylvia. They're very nice to see them doing well too. So there's some nice horses around. These are all sort of horses that look like they've got places to go.
A great winter season. They'll all roll into town.
Yeah, this filly Cascapedia is.
James, talking about big racing. What's that? Are we going to get an update from Mike de Kock? The Maidan Carnival starts?
Okay, well, unfortunately, Mike lost his phone in Cape Town, so we're not able to talk to him, but he's flying out tomorrow to the Carnival, or tonight to the Carnival, to get his horses ready. So I did get hold of his right-hand man, Trevor Brown, who's
good
a
man.
wonderful,
good man.
he's just a great source of information. And he was very kind in telling me, look, the horses are not quite ready, but they've got some nominated in the Singspiel Stakes, namely Sanchowis, who's the old codger, who keeps on going, keeps on going. And the horse that won last year, Light Delight, he won the Singspiel last year. But he said not quite right this year. He said just maybe one race short. And then Noah from Go is nominated. They've got the Al Maktoum Challenge. They haven't got anything in. But Mike did the nominations this morning, so we haven't been able to see them. But obviously, if you want to see them, you go on Emirates Racing, and you'll be able to look up Emirates Racing. It's a fabulous site. You'll get all the race cards and whatever you need there. And that certainly will keep you up to speed.
Yeah.
And we'll try and keep you up to speed. I'm sure we'll talk to Mike next week as far as what's going on.
It's great to get the feedback from him.
Yeah.
Last thing, the Pegasus. What's going on there, James?
Well, end of the month, Met Day, the Pegasus World Cup we're going to be watching in the evening. And obviously Gunrunner is the favourite and the hot favourite. Sharp Azteca found a spot. You know what happens is people own these 12 spots, and then they try and find a horse to fill them if they haven't got one of their own. Well, these guys didn't have a spot of their own, and they made a plan. They've got a spot. But the interesting horse that got a spot in the race is Toast of New York.
Great story behind this.
Yeah, trained by Jamie Osborne. Now,
He won the Guineas years ago.
Yeah, you'll remember Jamie Osborne as the guy who we had How to Train a 2-year-old, you know, that little feature, and How to Train a Racehorse, I think it was called, and how he bought them at the sales and this and that. And they went through real hard times, and this horse has turned it around for Jamie Osborne, which we're thrilled to see. He's a very likeable man and a very, very good trainer. Toast of New York. He bought it, apparently had no money and
couldn't get buyers.
Was on the bones, and he ended up finding someone else to take the horse, a guy who he knew had horses with someone else, and promptly ended up winning the UAE Derby with the horse. He said the horse showed nothing. He was a big backward chestnut. Won the UAE Derby and then ran second in the Breeders' Cup to Shared Belief, and then ran second to Bayon in another Group 1 in America, and he's going back for the Pegasus. They've got a slot for him.
Fantastic.
So, fantastic.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, the interesting thing about this horse is that after he won these races, he went to stud in Saudi Arabia. Is owned by Sheikh Johan Al Shakib. You know that
Sheikh
racing.
Johan, Qatar.
Yeah, or Qatar. Yeah, Al Shakib owned it, and went to Qatar to stand a stud. No good. Only got 10 mares in foal or whatever, fertility problems. Went back in racing, and Jamie took him gave him a warm-up or two, took him to a Group 2 at Lingfield the other day, which he won. So they decided they're going for the Pegasus. Well done to them. And let's hope they go well. Yeah. Remember, Magic Million Sale, and obviously Maidan Carnival starts this week, and nice to see our first season size getting off the mark. Some good ones there. We'll be back with your call. Right, well, as you see, you could be in the Gold Coast, 10th to the 16th. I'd like to get on a plane now and go across there. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Quality stock.
Yeah, bit of polo, and, all the type of things that I like. And
cigar.
Yeah, bit of golf, bit of buying some horses. Anyway, should be fun. Unfortunately, we're not there, but let's go on and see what we've got in your call. Right, we'll start with Zenyatta. That should be fun, just to get a taste of what it's all about. And then we'll see the 10 best races from around the world last year, and you'll bring back some wonderful memories. Until next week, have a good one.
Fields sent on their way in the Breeders' Cup Classic to the roar of the Santa Anita crowd. Regal Ransom bounced away quickly. Zenyatta is dead last. Zenyatta's dead last. Zenyatta has a lot of ground to make up. Zenyatta, if she wins this, she'll be a super horse. She's starting to pick them off though. Zenyatta going to hook to the outside. Meanwhile, it's Colonel John. Summerbird in the red cap. And Zenyatta's come to the outside. Zenyatta coming flying on the grandstand side. Gio Ponti on the inside. Summerbird is right there. This is unbelievable. Zenyatta, what a performance, one we'll never forget.
Horse racing is called the sport of kings. And throughout the centuries of horse racing, people always questioned, who's the greatest racehorse of all time? Is it Man o' War? Is it Secretariat? Well, I for one don't think it's either of them, as great as they were. I for one think it was Zenyatta. Zenyatta won 19 straight races out of 20 starts, and is the first horse to ever win 19 straight races, the original record being 16. She was the first female also to ever win the Breeders' Cup Classic, which is one of the biggest races of the year, with a $5 million purse. Now let's look at some of the past greats, starting off with Man o' War. Man o' War raced back in 1918 and 1919 as a 2-year-old and 3-year-old. He won 20 of 21 starts, losing to a horse named Upset, ironically. He was 16.2 hands, which, for us, is about 5'6". People say they never saw his true speed, but nobody knows for sure. It is said he won a race by approximately 100 lengths. Next, we're going to take a look at Secretariat, the winner of the 1973 Triple Crown. The Triple Crown consists of 3 races: the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness Stakes, and the Belmont Stakes. Winning this title is one of the most prestigious titles a horse could ever have. Throughout the history of horse racing, which dates back into the 1800s, there are only 11 Triple Crown winners. Secretariat managed to actually win the Belmont Stakes by 31 lengths, a record that still stands to this day. He is also said to have had a heart that was 2 times the size of a normal horse. Next, we're going to take a look at Seabiscuit, which many of you probably recognize from the movie starring Jeff Bridges and Tobey Maguire. The movie was also based off the best-selling novel Seabiscuit, an American Legend, by Laura Hillenburg. Seabiscuit in real life is probably best known for his legendary 1938 match race against Triple Crown winner War Admiral, where he won by 4 lengths. Seabiscuit was a less than remarkable figure to look at. He was much shorter than the average thoroughbred, his height going to less than 15 hands. That's less than 5 feet tall. He also had a very weird running style, people making fun of him saying he looked like a blender when he ran. Nevertheless, Seabiscuit managed to win over 30 races throughout his whole career, which he had raced in over 80 races.
Seabiscuit leads by a length. Now Seabiscuit by a length and a half. Moses put away his whip. Seabiscuit by 3. Seabiscuit by 3. Seabiscuit is the winner by 4 lengths.
Now, what makes Zenyatta so special compared to these other horses? Well, let's do some comparisons. Mind That Bird, last year's Kentucky Derby winner, is 15.2 hands. That's 5'2". Ruffian, another famous racehorse, is only 16 hands. Rachel Alexandra, who retired last year, is also 16 hands. Secretariat, as mentioned earlier, is 16.2 hands. Zenyatta is a remarkable 17.5 hands tall. Next, I'm going to talk about her stride. A normal horse's stride is about 23 feet long. Zenyatta's, though, is over 26 feet. It's over a foot longer than Secretariat's stride. Also, when she runs, instead of shortening her stride and moving her legs faster, she actually lengthens her stride and makes her stride slower to speed up. This has been a key to her success throughout her years. These reasons and more, I think she's the greatest racehorse. She's the first female to win the Breeders' Cup. She has a big stride, she's a big heart, and a big body too. These are all key to success for her. She, I believe, is the greatest of all time.
Switch has the lead at 16 down. Zenyatta with giant stride
race, about 4 lengths out of it presently. Songbird's the leader. Songbird facing her moment of truth past the 3/16th pole. Beholder is ahead back on the outside. Then comes Forever Unbridled, who's making a splash. Stellar Wind is not in the hunt. Beholder and Songbird, a soul-stirring duel. Forever Unbridled, 2 lengths back third. Songbird and Beholder. Beholder and Songbird, a cliffhanger that could go either way. Beholder or Songbird.
Batch Consort starts to move into it. Further back then to Helene Paragon as they corner into the stretch where Blizzard race to the front with Eastern Express. Werther's coasting up behind them. Consort, Helene Paragon out into the middle. Giovanni Canaletto and Sunjury are well back, and Victory Magic booted through on the inside. Werther race to a narrow lead from Victory Magic, then Helene Paragon. It's Werther and Victory Magic, eye for eye, shoulder to shoulder, a tremendous battle. Werther coming out on top from Victory Magic, and Werther, it's a sweet taste of victory in the Derby as Werther defeats Victory Magic.
Furlong marker, and Postponed has struck the front here in the Jump On International. He goes on by about a length then. Highland Reel's under maximum pressure in second. Hawkbill is just edging right-handed. Mutakayev is lining up a challenge on the near side. Postponed in front as they approach the final furlong. He's edging across towards the stands rail. Mutakayev will need to switch by him. Highland Reel is rallying over on the far side. Postpone's going to have to dig really deep here. Mutakayev, there's no room, or is there, up the inside? Postponed is digging deep. Postponed is going to hang on here and wins the Judgment from Highland Reel. Mutakayev never got any luck in running in third. Then Sir Isaac Newton and Exosphere, and these 5 are a long way clear of the rest.
On to your list is last of all. Secret Sham starts to quicken as they corner in. Contentment, Beauty Flame going the rail. Tormore. Then came further out Romantic Touch. Able Friend starting to click up now. Morris trying to match him. It's in front. Beauty Flame from Contentment. Able Friend in the middle part of the track, unleashing that acceleration that he's known for. Giant Treasure. Maurice going with Able Friend. It's Able Friend. Maurice. Able Friend. And on the inside, Giant Treasure. But a star is born. Maurice wins the mile. Maurice wins the mile.
Then it's Tamarcuz, Upstart and Blofeld anchor down in front as they come to the top of the stretch. It is Anchor Down joined on the outside by Frosted, and Frosted has gone on by and he has exploded. He is absolutely blowing his competition away. Oh my goodness, look at Frosted today. Frosted's 10 in front. Frosted is absolutely rumped in the Met Mile. He was wrapped up at a final time of 1 minute 32.73 seconds.
Stefanos, Criterion with it all to do with Lucia Valentina and Designs on Rome. A Shin Hikari corners into the stretch, a couple clear. Dan Excel chasing with Free Eagle, then Blazing Speed, Beauty Only, Nuovo Record up the rail, Military Attack, but A Shin Hikari for Japan running a bold race, still 3 lengths in front from Blazing Speed, Nuovo Record. A Shin Hikari, can he pinch it? He's tiring. Nuovo Record's running into second, then Blazing Speed, but A Shin Hikari all the way in the cup. A Shin Hikari from
is alongside Found as the Grey Gatsby in racing history are the first 2 to commit. Al Mansour still held together by Sumion. Found towards the outside, then US Army Ranger, the Kipco Champion Stakes, and that title is up for grabs. Al Mansour in the pale blue. Found is trying to reel him in, but it's Al Mansour once again repelling Found. There is no doubt he is a champion. Al Mansour, what a season for Jean-Claude Rouget and Christophe Simeon. Found was second, Jack Hobbs third in a quality 1-2-3. My Dreamboat Midterm and the Grey Gatsby next.
With him, and they've turned it on. The great race is on here. It's Hartnell the leader. Winks striding up to join him from Blackheart Part, Awesome Rock. The rest headed by Vadamos and Yankee Rose. But Winks has raced away around the home turn. She's put 2-3 lengths on Hartnell. Awesome Rock, Vadamos battling away, and then came Yankee Rose. But it's all Winks in the straight. 4-5 lengths in front of Hartnell. A good battle going on for the Miners, but this is a blitz. It's a Winks blitz. 2 in a row, and she He joins the all-time greats of the turf. Wicks has won it by 6 lengths to Hartnell. Yankee Rose third. Batamos Redden fourth. They're followed by Happy Clapper, Awesome Rock. Behind them to finish then Lucia Valentina. And they're followed by Hauraki, Happy Trails. And last is Blackheart Bar. The leader has left the fence. California Chrome is now posted 4 deep. Frosted letting go. He'll be 5 wide on the turn. Then came Candy Boy, Gun Pit, and Opportunity as they flattened for the run to the judge. California Chrome out wide and loomed up. Mashore Wish in the centre. Mubdahij on the rail. They get away from Special Fighter, but California Chrome has gone into overdrive. He's 2 lengths in front. He's clear of Mubdahij battling on. Then Mashore Wish, but it's California Chrome in front. It's Alchemy in Dubai. Chrome turns to gold. California Chrome wins the Dubai World Cup from Mubdahij and Opportunity. Then Special Fighter, Candy Boy.
Is now 3.5 lengths off of his foe California Chrome, who has led every step of the way so far. Around the far turn, 3/4 up in 1:10 and 4. It has picked up a bit, and Victor Espinosa and California Chrome have a 2.5 length lead, and Mike Smith lets Arrowgate loose, and here he comes. He's going to try to make a race of it with 1/4 mile to run, and they're into the stretch, and California Chrome comes roaring home with Arrowgate coming after him on the outside. A furlong to run. California Chrome put to the test. Arrowgate full out. Can he stick with him? California Chrome. Arrowgate still coming. California Chrome. Arrowgate still.
Your world of winners is now online at www.teletrack.com. Simply subscribe to log into your account from any mobile device in South Africa and access a wide variety of content from our membership package options. Listen in via a live audio stream, catch live racing locally and internationally, or view a wide variety of Teletrack magazine shows to stay informed and updated on the go at any time. It's never been easier. Go to teletrack.com now.